1. Why India should keep an eye on European legislation on net neutrality. GS Paper 2. Important aspects of governance, transparency and accountability. What is the issue is about? This month in EU, the body of European regulators for electronic communications, PIRAC, has launched a public consultation to interpret the new net neutrality law passed in October 2015. PIRAC, the body comprising the European Union's 28 telecoms regulators, produced a set of draft guidelines on implementing net neutrality rules which require operators, such as Orange, Deutsche Telekom, and Telefonica, to treat all Internet traffic equally. The net neutrality debate in India led to the blocking of zero-rating services. A similar debate in the EU can help resolve issues related to net traffic management and specialized services in India. Thus it should keep an eye on Europe in coming months. Salient features of Europe's first ever net neutrality rules. European Union's regulators preparing to enforce Europe's first ever net neutrality rules exempting some online applications, such as Facebook, from consumers' monthly data caps and treating them as free. That is, the law is allowing zero rating for only certain apps. The EU law is comprehensive in tackling two other major challenges of net neutrality. Specialized services, which enable faster access to certain applications which have tie-ups with Internet providers, and traffic management, which allows Internet providers to peruse data and decide which Internet traffic is important and which is not, rather than the current system of equal distribution. The law also allows your Internet provider to manipulate the speed of your Internet, even if there isn't congestion on the network, which could mean certain types of data, say video, could be prioritized over email or audio. What is net neutrality? Net neutrality is the principle that Internet service providers, ISPs, should treat all online content, sites and platforms equally, without blocking or slowing down specific websites or services on purpose, or giving preferential treatment to any sites. Why does it matter? Without net neutrality, large corporations that pay to be in the fast lane, that is load more quickly, will have higher costs, so we, the customers, will be forced to pay higher prices for Internet services. Meanwhile, small businesses that are unable to pay won't be as visible, and customers won't be able to access them with ease. Implications of India's campaign on net neutrality on European rule. The Indian campaign as well as the US guidelines featured prominently as the new hope for Europe as far as largest conferences on digital rights in Europe are concerned. In the United States, there are new restrictions that prevent Internet providers from blocking or curbing traffic. The emphatic no heard in Indian public consultations for zero rating is a lesson for Western politicians who are forced by activists to worry about stopping free zero-rated services. The Indian response is remarkable, because it saw this as affecting their start-ups and local voices. The rallying cry for the Save the Internet campaign, which is traveling across the EU, is also following a strategy similar to that adopted by Indian activists. Loopholes of net neutrality laws. 1. Fast lanes and specialized services. Fast lanes occur when larger, well-funded companies pay Internet service providers, ISPs, for priority access. This makes their site or services load faster for customers, while putting their rivals, especially young Internet startups, at a disadvantage. The practice is generally considered to be in direct opposition of net neutrality. 2. Zero rating. To encourage customers to adopt a specific service, ISPs will often use a tactic called zero rating. They'll announce that the relevant mobile app doesn't count towards your monthly data cap. These free data deals are attractive to customers with restrictive contracts, but they're actually another two-tiered system in disguise. 3. Traffic control. Another potential loophole concerns class-based traffic management. Under the new rules, ISPs have permission to speed up and slow down specific types of services. These categories can be set by ISPs and are merely defined by their technical requirements. So they could be written in a way to cover all music streaming services, for instance, or Skype-style video calls. Global impacts of faulty European guidelines. If the Indian zero rating guidelines can be a model for Europe, then faulty European guidelines can set in motion a worrying global domino, particularly in the global south. EU remains a major trading partner for most regions, and an adverse internet law could affect fair competition and establish monopolies. If the internet is not neutral, then Indian startups, for instance, will struggle to enter the European market, and we potentially lose out on the services of 500 million users of the internet. 2. Gujarat government to launch mobile app for delivery of common services. GS Paper 2, Important Aspects of Governance, Transparency and Accountability, E-Governance Applications, Models, Successes, Limitations, and Potential. Points to be noted. The Gujarat government has decided to launch the mobile app Digital Gujarat by August 15. As a result, people of Gujarat would soon be able to avail a host of government services through their smartphones and tablets. The aim is to put most of the services on the fingertips of citizens, so that they don't have to visit government offices. Initially, the app will offer 70 services, for which the citizens hitherto had to visit government offices. Initially, the services available through the app would include procurement of ration card, senior citizen certificate, caste certificate, domicile certificate, income certificate, widow certificate, SC/ST certificate, non-creamy layer certificate and religious minorities certificate. Apart from providing e-services, the app would be equipped with several other features, including e-locker to digitally store certificates,